You know those images in your Moodle courses? Do you ever feel like they're just sitting there? Well, today, we're going to change that. We're going to turn those static pictures into really dynamic, interactive learning experiences using something called H5P Image Hotspots. So let's just dive right in. Okay, so check this out. It really shows you the difference in a nutshell. On one side, you've got your standard, kind of boring, flat image, right? Your learners, they probably glance at it and just scroll on by. But on the other side, that same image is now an interactive tool, all thanks to H5P Image Hotspots. Your learners aren't just looking anymore. Nope. They're clicking, they're exploring, they're digging into all these layers of information. It's a total game changer, moving from just passive viewing to real active engagement. So I want you to think about your own courses for a second. What are those images actually doing? Are they just decoration? Are they just taking up space? You ever worry that your learners are just scrolling right past all that great visual content? It's a super common problem, believe me. But the good news is there's a really simple way to bring it all to life. And that solution is the H5P Image Hotspot. Let's get to know it. The idea behind it is just beautiful in its simplicity. Seriously. You just take any image. It could be a diagram, a map, a photo of some equipment, whatever, and you drop these little interactive points, these hotspots, right on top. And when a learner clicks on one, boom, a little pop-up appears with more information. It's that easy. So what can you actually put inside that pop-up? Well, you can add detailed text for sure. You can even pop in another image, maybe for a close-up view, but, and this is my absolute favorite part, you can put a full video in there. Yeah, you heard that right. You can embed a YouTube clip right inside the hotspot. Just think about that. Imagine all the extra context you can provide right at the exact moment your learners need it. Okay, so the potential is obviously huge, but you might be thinking, is this going to be hard to build? Not at all. Let's walk through it. It's just 6 simple steps. All right, here's the whole process from start to finish. Step 1. Inside your Moodle course, just add a new H5P activity and pick Image Hotspots. Easy. Step 2, upload your background image. Done. For step 3, you get to choose your hotspot icon and its color. Or hey, you can even upload your own custom one. Then, step 4, you just click on the image exactly where you want those hotspots to go. Step 5 is the fun part. You add your content to the pop-up. The text, the other image, or that video we just talked about. And finally, step 6, just hit save and display. And that is literally it. The whole thing is so quick and intuitive, you'll be doing it in your sleep. Okay, let me give you a quick but really important pro tip here. When you're picking that main background image, always try to use a high-resolution file. And here's why. Your learners can blow these things up to full screen. So if you start with a quality image, you're going to avoid all that ugly, blurry pixelation. It just makes the whole thing look and feel so much more professional. All right, so you've got the basics down. Let's jump into some of the questions you might have. And first up is probably the #1 question we get about this tool. Can you really put a YouTube video inside a hotspot? Oh, 100%. Absolutely. And you won't believe how simple it is. When you're adding content to your pop-up, you just choose the video option from the little drop-down menu, and then you just paste the YouTube link directly in there. That's it. You don't need any special embed code or anything complicated. H5P does all the heavy lifting for you. Okay, let's get a little more advanced. What if you're trying to make, say, a find the object kind of game? You probably don't want big, obvious icons telling everyone where to click. So the question is, can you make those hotspots invisible? Yes, and there are actually 2 great ways to do this. For a nearly invisible look, you can stick with the regular Image Hotspots tool. The trick is to upload a custom icon that's just a transparent PNG file. That gives you a clickable area, but with no visible button. Pretty clever, right? But if you need them to be truly invisible, like for a quiz or a game, there's actually a whole different H5P tool you should use. It's called Find Multiple Hotspots, and it's built specifically for this. The hotspots are hidden right from the start. Okay, so you've made this awesome interactive image. You don't want to have to build it all over again every time you want to use it, right? Of course not. So let's talk about reusing your work, specifically through embedding. You can totally embed it. Now listen up, because this is a really important heads up for all you Moodle users. Your Moodle admin might need to flip a switch first. They have to enable embedding in the main H5P settings. Once they've done that, you'll see a new embed button right below your content. You just click that, copy the code it gives you, and you can paste that interactive image anywhere else you want. other Moodle pages, even completely different websites. And hey, one last little design tip for you. I know it might be tempting to cram a bunch of stuff into one hotspot, but trust me, the best practice is to keep each one focused on a single type of content. So one hotspot for text, another for an image, or another for a video. Don't think of it as a limitation. It's really about keeping the experience clean, simple, and way more effective for your learner. All right, we've covered a ton of ground. So let's wrap this up with the key takeaways and figure out your next move. So if you only remember a few things from our chat today, let it be these 4. Number 1, image hotspots are all about turning passive images into active learning experiences. 2, making them is way faster and easier than you probably think. 3, you can pack them with text, images, or even YouTube videos to add so much depth. And 4, for those more advanced tricks, like invisible hotspots, just make sure you're picking the right H5P tool for the job. Simple as that. So I want to leave you with a final thought. A little challenge. Go back and take a look at the images you already have in your Moodle courses right now. I promise you there's so much information just hiding in plain sight. Details, context, little stories that your learners are just scrolling right past. Image hotspots give you a super simple but really powerful way to bring all that good stuff to the surface. So the only question left is, which image in your course are you going to transform first?